Good morning, New England. Let's go with New England on this one. Morning, yeah. We're going to call it morning, too. Get over it. All right, so we're going to dive straight into this because breaking news out of New England. You might want to turn your volume down. You can hear me yell right now. Tom Brady is officially signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for $30 million a year. Boom! Right before we go live, that gets announced.
Yep. $30 million. Rappaport announcing it. A lot of everybody else has it. We don't know how long.
I'd like to say Game Changer Sports Network, they reported about 2 hours ago that Tom Brady was going to Tampa Bay and the numbers at the time was going to be a 2-year, $80 million with $60 million guaranteed. That seems to be inaccurate.
Well, it might not.
It's close.
Because the $30 million could be just the guaranteed money.
Exactly. $30 million is numbered right now. The years have not been released as of this moment. With what we know, we have our phones up. We're watching. Don't worry. We'll keep you updated as our episode goes on here. But we got a very, very special. I can't hear myself yelling. I don't know how I like that. Yeah, I'm quiet. I think
I can hear you just fine.
Yeah. We have a very, very special episode of Chewing Clock here today. I always forget which knob it is. Is it that one? Yeah. Okay. So, free agency, the legal tampering period. Oh, we had an interesting one this year, and it was phenomenal. Everything about everything. Every move, every single signing. It was interesting down to the wire. Stephon Diggs to the Bills. Kirk Cousins gets an extension. DeAndre Hopkins and David Johnson switch teams. What is happening in the NFL this year? I have my own little conspiracy theory, and we might get into that. We might not. It depends on how we feel about conspiracy theories, to be honest.
We love a good conspiracy theory.
Oh, all right. We love a good conspiracy theory. Here it is. The sports world itself is shut down, so there is only one sport that can take news headlines beyond teams agreeing to pay for their employees, and that is the NFL. So they had to come out of the gate as hard as possible to keep the attention and the news cycle in the sports world. So what does the NFL do? Their biggest free agent switches teams. What else happens? Some of the biggest names in the sport get traded.
I'm not buying it.
You're not buying it?
NFL could have came out with the lamest Brady back to the Patriots. It could have came out with the lamest crap, and they still would have been the only show in town. They still would have got this much attention.
I disagree. Him going back to the Patriots does not make as many waves as him going to Tampa Bay under any circumstance.
Right. I mean, the big story we probably be talking about is the stupid Houston
trade
with what's his name?
DeAndre Hopkins and David Johnson.
What is Bill O'Brien doing down there?
Hopefully getting fired.
Yeah, I think every time they get this close to being good, they take 2 steps back.
Absolutely.
I don't get that at all.
They traded DeAndre Hopkins to sign Randall Cobb. Anybody that thinks Randall Cobb is an upgrade has lost their freaking mind.
Yeah, there must have been something going on there.
Absolutely.
Some infighting.
We know Stephon Diggs wanted out of Minnesota because he hates Kirk Cousins. That's clear. Kirk Cousins gets that extension, and all of a sudden Stephon Diggs gets traded. Now, first thing, I would never take Kirk Cousins over Stephon Diggs when I have Adam Thielen and Kyle Rudolph along with Dalvin Cook. That offense is built to win now, and Kirk Cousins isn't the guy to do it.
You're stuck with Kirk Cousins.
2 years, $66 million.
As if the first contract wasn't bad enough.
No. Fully guaranteed.
They extended him. Oh, I didn't understand that at all. I don't get it. But we're talking about Brady.
Yeah, we're going back to Brady.
We're talking about Brady. So, over the last few days, some of the potential landing spots for Mr. Brady were drying up. Tennessee re-signed Tannehill. The Raiders got a backup.
Marcus
It didn't look like they were going to make a move. It kind of only looked like and then we got a tip last night that there was an announcement going to come this morning. We didn't know what the announcement was going to be.
You at the news station?
Yeah. So
Ooh.
we thought
you should have sent a brother something.
but sometimes that's like a 40% hit rate when we get tips.
Oh, there was definitely something though.
So
this one was a hit.
I thought that it was going to be because of all these places drying up. I'm like, well, maybe he is coming back because I was convinced he was not. But it fooled me. I thought perhaps they were going to announce that he was coming back. But that did not happen. And Tampa Bay, not a team at first you thought was going to be in the running. Nice weapons. The offensive line's ranked 10th-ish. Not too bad.
Yep.
They went out and got Pierre-Paul to get some.
Pierre-Paul re-signed.
So at least they kept their defense intact, which is decent. It's just such not a Tom Brady place to go. And I am not a Bruce Arians guy.
I hate Bruce Arians so much.
This is going to be
Tom Brady's offense.
This is Tom Brady getting some weapons. This is not going to be the same kind of this is like the anti-Belichick when it comes to discipline. This is the Joe Madden of football, this clown. He's going to wear his little scally cap. Ooh, look at me, I'm a coach. This clown. So we'll see how that goes. There's going to be, if he expects guys to stick around and play catch for 2 or 3 hours after practice, that ain't happening. You know, there's a lot of strip clubs in Tampa Bay, as far as I've heard.
However, Tom Brady to Mike Evans, Tom Brady to Chris Godwin, Tom Brady to O.J. Howard. These sound phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, there's something about Tampa Bay, and I can't put my finger on it right now, that just doesn't sit well with me. And I don't think they're a playoff. Oh, wait. Let me think. They're in the Saints division.
All right. This still is a playoff team. Playoffs going to expand in 2 years. He'll be around. Yeah, they'll be in the playoffs. They'll be in the playoffs.
I don't know about that. Aren't the playoffs expanding as of this year?
Is it this year?
I think the playoffs are expanding this year, and the 17-game schedule goes into effect next year.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Well, they'll be there.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they'll win it. But, hey, I'm all for Mike Evans finding a playoff spot.
I think he has a better chance getting deeper in the playoffs with that team than he did if he came back now with no upgrade on receiver.
The Patriots don't need an upgrade on receiver. Don't give me that. No, don't give me that. They need an upgrade on tight end, absolutely. Yeah. But when you have Julian Edelman, Mohamed Sanu, you had Demaryius Thomas, Philip Dorsett was a sustainable number 3, and you had N'Keal Harry.
Demaryius Thomas, are you kidding me? That guy has been done for years, and he's got no balls.
He never had balls.
Edelman died a year ago.
He has hands.
Edelman
let go of
his
surefire hands because he has no balls?
Demaryius Thomas is a puss.
I don't disagree with that.
He won't go up and get a ball and fight for a ball. No thanks.
But he's going to catch everything.
He's not going to catch anything.
If it's like an inch over his head, he's not going to catch it. But if it's in his hands, he's catching it. He is not dropping anything, unlike somebody like, I don't know, let's see, Philip Dorsett, sustainable number 3, has too many drops. Julian Edelman has no speed to him anymore, but he can still catch the damn ball in the slot.
Okay. But he still has to. Where's all the yak? The yards after catch. You think the Patriots' weapons are even comparable to the Saints' weapons? Excuse me, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' weapons?
Comparable? No. However, Tom Brady's connection to Julian Edelman already can single-handedly get them 6 wins.
Yeah, but you saw how good that was with no Gronk. They just play zone, and he's dead, and he can't play anymore. Edelman's done.
Tight end, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's
However, he doesn't. He's going to be the Dustin Pedroia of the NFL.
Oh, he could be.
And he's getting his ass traded.
He thinks he's getting traded. I think he's going to retire. We both agree that he's gone.
Yeah, he's off the Patriots. He will not be a member of the New England Patriots on whatever opening day becomes. Like, we don't know yet.
Yeah, whatever that's going to be.
OTAs have already been canceled, so we don't know when that's going to be. But Julian Edelman will not be on the Patriots roster. Mark my words.
I don't think so. No, he's all gone. Bye-bye.
What do you think about are we done talking about Brady? Oh, we still got more.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap up the Tom Brady talk
here. So, obviously, 20 years, ushered in the era of winning in New England. Before him We hadn't won since the 86 Celtics.
Yep.
So 2001 was the first championship of 12 for all the sports teams. Ushered in a new era of winning and dominance as Boston as title town. So we have him to thank for that. You know, the combination of him and Belichick and some of the great players that came through. I'm lucky because I got to see Tom Brady in his prime, Michael Jordan in his prime, Tiger Woods in his prime, Ken Griffey Jr. in his prime. I've been very fortunate to see these guys play in their prime. So when something like this happens and walks away, it's a little sad. Time moves on. The Patriots had to make this move. Belichick
absolutely agree.
He's known for pulling the bandage off too soon rather than too late. It hurts. It's going to suck this year. It may suck for 2 years. But in order to grow forward and to keep the Patriots viable, they had to move on. Anybody who thinks that they needed Tom Brady for one more run, with who? Diggs is gone.
Yep.
AJ Green's is
franchise tag. He can still be traded.
Catch the damn ball. Nobody's going to catch the ball. Van Noy's gone. Collins gone. You have Winovich and Bentley. Those are your two guys. You trust them? I don't know. Do you? Gronk's not coming back. Who's going to play tight end?
Matt Lacoste.
No. Brady coming back was a waste of time for him and a waste of time for us. It was time to move on.
I 100% agree. So earlier today, I had a rant that I'm going to call it Rants from the FedEx Truck.
Rants from the FedEx Truck.
And I dug into trading Jimmy Garoppolo 3 years ago was the biggest mistake Belichick has made yet. So when it came down to it, the New England Patriots chose Tom Brady over Jimmy Garoppolo, and I get it. They won another Super Bowl, but it really hits them hard now. When San Francisco has Jimmy Garoppolo and he can still play for what? Give or take another 10 to 15 years, and Tom Brady just left you in the dust 3 years later. I would have taken the next 10 to 15 years of quarterback security than one more Super Bowl. And that's just me. And I can't sit here and tell you that I don't appreciate, as a Patriots fan, everything Tom Brady has done for New England, because I do. Those 6 Super Bowls, it's something that we're never going to see again. 6 Super Bowls in 20 years is not going to be done in our lifetime. So I appreciate everything Tom has done for us. However, this move should have been made 3 years ago. It was 3 years too late, and it turned into a pissing match between Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. And Robert Kraft finally took his own view out of it, and Brady's now with Tampa Bay. Now the Patriots can focus on the future and focus on moving forward. So whoever they draft, whoever they sign in free agency, we are now looking for the next quarterback. And Patriots fans, do not compare him to Tom Brady, because he will never be Tom Brady.
And that I didn't watch the rant, but that seemed like it was a little more.
Oh, it was so much
a little
calmer.
less tempered than the other one might have been. What do you think, Russ? I didn't see it, but my money's on that one was a little more calm.
That was much calmer. That was just
the back of his FedEx
statement
truck.
To New England Patriots.
The back
fans.
of his FedEx truck after 2 Red Bulls and a Reese's. I can imagine how that went down.
I didn't have to watch levels on this. I didn't have to bleep anything.
Yeah, I did good on that one.
Fantastic. So that wraps it up. Thank you, Tom.
Let's keep in the AFC East real quick, though.
Yeah. Is it possible that the Patriots could be the 3rd best team?
The Dolphins still don't have a quarterback.
Dolphins still have to make some moves.
They have what, the 4th overall pick, I believe.
Yep.
So I get it. They can just take Tua, but Tua, I'm not sold on Tua still.
No.
So I'm not.
I don't like that injury. I don't like that
exactly.
injury.
I don't think Tua can come in and just say, "Hey, I'm winning the AFC East." Don't get me wrong, the AFC East is wide open right now.
Yeah.
Been more wide open. It's wide open than it's ever been.
Even
in
with
the last 20 years.
Even with Stefan Diggs.
Yes.
Stephon Diggs going to Buffalo because as
Josh
we know,
Allen can't throw the ball.
Exactly. And Sammy Watkins was there for a long time, but he didn't do jack.
Yep.
And he's an awesome receiver. So just because you have a receiver, they'll be good. They'll be better. They might beat the Patriots twice next year. But Buffalo still has some work to do as far as in the quarterback department, and they may be a quarterback away from really doing some damage in the postseason. So the Jets are the Jets. What do you think?
I like Sammy D. I like Sammy D. However, Robbie Anderson's still a free agent. Holy crap!
Is he?
Yeah.
They did. So they did not franchise him.
As of right now, they don't have a number one receiver.
Right.
He completely bypassed my mind.
Darius Thomas will come back. Ooh.
You can see yourself out now.
Darius Thomas coming back. Who's the other guy who played for them like 100 times? Him and his wife had a reality show. Ah, crap. He used to play for the Denver Broncos. White guy. Damn it. Forgot his name. Anyway.
Wes Welker?
No, the Jets like to get all the retreads.
Yes.
They think they...
So with Allen to Diggs and that defense already being one of the top defenses, given the situation the Patriots are in, given the situation the Jets are in, and given the fact that I don't trust Tua, I see the Bills taking the division.
Definitely. They were on the track to do that.
They will not be a Super Bowl contender, but they will take the division.
No.
I just can't trust Diggs and Allen will carry that team.
Of course, you have Kansas City, who is the cream of the crop right now. And, they have a few more years before they're going to have to start signing people.
Yep.
So KC is going to be the cream of the crop for the foreseeable future.
I agree.
So,
but once Kansas City signs Mahomes, it's all over.
Yeah,
you can't pay a quarterback damn near $40 million.
He gets his $50 million, and then, like I keep saying, you don't know what whenever the television agreement, whatever you want to call it, the media agreement is going to come, whenever that is, when that expires, and they have to negotiate a new one. Ratings are down. Who knows where the money's going to come from? Is Fox going to put up the money? Is it going to be ESPN? Is it going to be Facebook? Is it going to be Instagram? Who knows where these games are going to play and where the money is going to come from? They may not be as big dollar-wise as they were. So if you're going to sign Pat Mahomes to $50 million, and then the agreement with the television expires in 2 years, and you get a fraction of what you used to get.
And your team's screwed.
God have mercy on your soul.
That's the easiest way to put it.
Win now, baby. Win now.
Now, the Dolphins have made some great moves, and they have signed quite a few guys. Everybody from Byron Jones to Kyle Van Noy to trying to scan this page because I don't remember the names off the top of my head. Emmanuel Ogbah from Cleveland. Panic mode. Don't worry, guys. I swear I'm a professional. There was another big name.
4 years, $30 million guaranteed. That's a pretty good contract for the Dolphins.
Did you notice?
That's not a bad contract for them.
A lot of players on this free agent period were signing 3 years.
Yeah. His a 5-year. Byron Jones a 5-year deal.
Yes, Byron Jones got 5.
Is this the Cowboy?
Yes, the Cowboy we were talking about last week.
This guy.
Yeah.
What a $57 million guarantee. Wow. All you're going to do is be on the damn Cowboys.
Yeah.
And appear to not suck, and you're going to get paid.
Yes.
You tell me, besides Deion Sanders, how many ex-Cowboys went to a different team and actually did something?
Let's talk about Cowboys.
This many.
Let's talk about Cowboys that sucked that got paid. Robert Quinn agrees to terms with the Bears on a 5-year, $70 million contract with $30 million guaranteed.
Holy
Another Cowboy that didn't deserve that much money.
I don't get it.
Robert Quinn did nothing for the Cowboys. But hopefully they're hoping that he turns into what he used to be.
A team with Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, it did not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And don't tell me that the NFC East is a tough division.
It's not.
Stop.
No, definitely not.
So, and then we need to pick some players off that roster. Whoa, give me some of that.
Byron Jones is going to get burned by Stephon Diggs.
What an awful, awful.
He's going to get burned if Robbie Anderson goes back to the Jets for 2 games. He's going to get burned by Julian Edelman. Byron Jones is not a good cornerback.
So what were you saying about the Dolphins and their great free agent?
Everybody besides that was great.
All right. Okay.
Everybody besides them overpaying the hell out of Byron Jones.
Yes. Totally. But that Van Noy contract is very good for them and good for him.
4-year, $51 million with $30 million guaranteed. Yeah,
that's good.
That was a good.
That makes you think.
It's a good contract for Van Noy. He definitely got overpaid.
Yeah, but 4 years, $30 million.
Yep.
That's good for the Dolphins. That's good for the Dolphins and it's good for him. That's lower than I thought he was going to get because I thought someone was going to go crazy and pay him.
Yeah, see, I think that was higher than he was going to get because I just didn't see the market for him being as big as everyone thought. And in reality, the market for him I really thought was going to come down to the Lions and the Dolphins. And I'm guessing I'm right given the fact that Jamie Collins went to the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, expatriates.
Expatriates defensive coordinators getting expatriates players.
Yep. And last week when you talked about how many expatriate linemen go off, offensive linemen, when they leave the Patriots and sign big contracts elsewhere, they suck.
Yep.
And I didn't think of it then, but it's obvious to me now. It's because they're going to a place where the coach is not Dante Scarnecchia.
To be fair, the coach ain't Dante Scarnecchia this year.
That's true.
So
that's why when they go elsewhere, they're not as good.
Yes.
So maybe that's why they wanted to hang on to Tooney like grim death because they thought he was good with or without Dante, and they need somebody to anchor that, whatever it's going to be.
Whoever that quarterback would be. The thing that shocked me about that is when was the last time the Patriots actually used the franchise tag?
A kicker, wasn't it?
Stephen Gostkowski. Yeah.
So.
Can you even remember who it was before that?
Maybe Vinatieri.
Did they ever franchise tag Vinatieri?
I thought they did.
Huh.
No, I'm not positive on that, but I thought.
But they don't do it often.
No, they don't.
So on this list, real quick, I'm going to run through these. Arizona Cardinals gave the transition tag to Kenyon Drake. Likely, nobody's going to offer him a contract. Matthew Judon from Baltimore, A.J. Green in Cincinnati, Dak Prescott in Dallas, Justin Simmons in Denver, Yannick Ngakoue in Jacksonville, Chris Jones for Kansas City, Hunter Henry for the Chargers, Anthony Harris for the Vikings, Joe Tooney for the Patriots, Leonard Williams for the Giants, Bud Dupree for the Steelers, Shaq Barrett for the Buccaneers, Derrick Henry for the Titans, and Brandon Scherf for the Redskins. First off, that took almost all the big names off of the free agent market right off the bat.
Right.
Now, on this list, the people that only got the tag so they could get traded, A.J. Green will not be back with the Cincinnati Bengals. Justin Simmons probably won't be back with the Denver Broncos. Yannick Ngakoue will 100% not be back with Jacksonville. He has already asked them for a trade, so he won't sign. Anthony Harris is currently in trade talks with the Cleveland Browns, or Minnesota's in trade talks with the Cleveland Browns to send Anthony Harris. And realistically, probably Brandon Scherf, because they don't want to pay him. So, I don't know. What's the point of the tag? If you can't work out a long-term deal, that's on you. I want to see these guys hit free agency. I hate the franchise tag.
Yeah. We didn't even talk about the CBA passing.
No, we didn't.
Which is, I guess, in the end of it, they just need a simple majority. And there are a lot of guys on that who get a vote who don't make millions and aren't willing to sit out or aren't willing to take a lesser deal because the deal expires.
It's a skewed number.
Right. The deal expires in 2021, so it wouldn't affect this year. But you know, and I know, and they know that the NFL would hold their they would put the screws to them next year and give them a lot worse deal to vote on. The
reality is
the union doesn't have. The union tries to push them in the right direction, but there's too many guys that don't make enough money.
Exactly. So in order to vote on the CBA, you have to be on an active roster during the league year. And, well, during the vote, technically, to be specific. Now, with the vote being where it was, my understanding is that they changed it so that if you were going to hit free agency, you could still vote. But you had to be on an active roster. So there was, 2,000-something votes? So there was a little over 2,000 votes. Now take out probably 30% of them for the quote-unquote best players in the game who are all making over $7-8 million. You probably have about 600.
Probably.
And then look at that vote. There's a good chance all the top players in the game voted no on that contract. But they're outweighed by all of the lesser players that are only making the league minimum $550,000, which is now, I believe, $900,000. I think it went up. It definitely went up. I just don't know the numbers off the top of my head.
So if you're making $550,000 after taxes, that's probably $3-something.
That's still more than I make.
It is. It is. But if you have, you bought your mom a house, you bought a house,
be good and sign a good contract.
Then
let's worry about that later.
And you have family to take care of. That money goes quickly, and the game checks don't come, and the bills still do. So the NFL knows this. They're not stupid, and they know they can always count on scaring the players that don't make a lot of money into signing it. It's basically
the NFL almost has to think about making the salary cap a cap, because if they get to a certain number of players making a certain amount of money, they're not going to win these CBA negotiations anymore.
So the reason why I thought about that is because they used to always try to get rid of the franchise tag in their negotiations, and that wasn't even brought up this time.
No, but they got weed. The 17-game schedule got traded for weed.
We got weed, baby.
They got weed in the NFL.
We got CBD, baby.
And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest takeaway from this CBA is that the players got weed. They can recreationally smoke now.
Somewhere Nate Newton's going, really? Really?
What do you mean Nate Newton? Josh Gordon is like, come on, guys.
Yeah, but he
there's so much more to that story, though.
Yeah, but Nate Newton got caught with like pounds and pounds of marijuana in his truck in the 90s. And I guess that still would be illegal. Pounds of it.
Yeah.
But it's
still illegal. Hey, nothing changes.
Hey, I'm Nate Newton. Hey. Stupid Cowboys. Hate the Cowboys.
Speaking of the Cowboys, do you think Dak Prescott's franchise tag further harms their relationship?
Yes, I do.
Do you think Dak Prescott's on the verge of walking at the end of next season?
I think Dak Prescott is not going to sign his deal on July 15th, the deadline for franchise tag players to sign their deal with the team.
So it sounds a whole lot like you think Dak Prescott's going to hold out.
I think he's holding out.
Now, if he holds out, it sounds a whole lot like they're going to get strong-armed into a decision where they pay him $40 million or he sits.
I don't think Jerry Jones likes to admit defeat. He's
agree.
going to let him sit. It's going to be a Logan Mankins. He's going to sit for 12 weeks. He's going to come back in week 13, play off the rest of the year, and hope to God they don't free franchise tag him next year.
Ooh. But they would most definitely franchise, but that's going to further harm their relationship.
So how many times can you be franchise tagged?
Twice.
So that's, 26 years old? So he's going to give up 2 of his prime years?
Yep.
Sit?
Yep.
I think he sits this year.
Plays on it next year.
I don't think he plays. Sits him at some point. He'll come back, but I don't think he plays. I don't think he starts the season. I think he starts the season as a holdout. I don't think he plays maybe till week 6 or something like that.
And then he gets injured and flips him off, much like was that
pay me now?
Was that Earl Thomas or Cam Chancellor? One of them held out,
Thomas.
came back. It was Thomas.
Yeah.
And flipped off Pete Carroll.
Yep.
It was beautiful.
He was stoked and jacked.
Speaking of Dallas, a lot of quietness on their front. They got Sean Lee to agree to a 1-year, $4.5 million deal.
Good deal for him and them.
However, the one big splash that they decided to make
was to overpay
Amari Cooper. What was that deal? You got it? Because I know it off the top of my head. 5 for $100.
5 for $100 million. $20 million a year. How much guaranteed? $60 million guaranteed.
What an overpay. You got DeAndre Hopkins going to Arizona for David Johnson and Stephon Diggs going to Buffalo for a first-round pick, and you're going to give Amari Cooper $20 million a year? Whew. Wow.
Right.
I've made better decisions in the bathroom than that.
That's an awful contract. So how much do they have? Excuse me. How much do they have invested in their running back and their receiver?
I believe it is $34 million
a year.
Yeah, per year.
Okay.
And they want to add on $40 million for Dak Prescott. They're not going to the Super Bowl anytime soon.
If you're a Cowboys fan, I'm sure Cowboys fans jumped up and down when they saw this. Yay!
I believe it.
Keeping Amari Cooper, but this is just not good for you.
That offensive line's going to be in shambles.
You didn't make the play. Understand this. You're not bringing back a championship squad here. This isn't, the boys are bringing the boys back. All the boys are coming back. We're going to do it again. You didn't make the playoffs. You didn't make the playoffs. You were in the NFC East. You bunch of clowns. Jerry Jones, my God, he can't get out of his own goddamn way. What an awful, stupid owner. Now, he just thinks he can put, we are the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? He can just go out there and say, we're the damn Cowboys and win games. Good Lord. Good luck, Cowboys fans. All you fake, fraud Cowboys fans that gave up on the Patriots in the 60s and 70s and 80s because you couldn't see them on TV and they sucked. And, oh, look, Cowboys are good. I'm a Cowboy fan, you damn frauds. This is your team now. This is your team. You got damn lucky because the stupid-ass Minnesota Vikings traded the whole goddamn draft for Herschel Walker. You got lucky. You had a 3-year dynasty in the 90s. Whoop-de-doo. This is your team now, and you're screwed. You are screwed for the next 5 or 6 years because of the stupid contracts to a running back that's probably going to get hurt in the next couple of years, has a 4-year shelf life, and Amari Cooper who could just, oh, God, where are you going to spend the money? Who's going to block? Who's going to throw the ball? Who's going to rush the quarterback? Sean Lee is 116 years old. You just paid him $4 million. Good luck. Stupid-ass Cowboys. There's only soda in this can. Now, that's a rant. You can follow me on Twitter. Right there. Where is it? Right there. Rob's Rants on Twitter. That's me.
That was fun to listen to, now wasn't it?
It'll heat it up. Stupid Cowboys fans.
I'm going to see if I can get a clip of that and just post that on its own every now and again.
You should.
Oh, that was great. All right, moving away from the Cowboys before Rob over here blows his brains out.
Can we talk about the Yankees next?
No. Drew Brees re-signs with the New Orleans Saints on a 2-year, roughly $50 million deal. So Brees goes down in pay for $25 a year.
Less than what Brady is reported to have.
Yep. And then Phillip Rivers goes to the Colts on a 1-year, $25 million deal. We'll play quarterback carousel for a second. And Teddy Bridgewater to the Panthers on a 3-year, $63 million deal.
What's guaranteed?
It doesn't have it here.
Oh.
But
how about this? The Browns just can't be silent and not do something stupid. You know, this isn't going to affect them really, except maybe the salary cap wise. I don't know what the salary cap hit is or how much the deal is actually worth. But they just can't stop doing stupid crap. Signing Case Keenum to a 3-year deal.
Yeah, it's only $18 million though. What is that? 7 per? No, that's bad math. 6 per year. 6, 12, 18. Yeah, 6 per year. You get your backup quarterback at 6 per year. He's experienced.
I would take a half burnt scarecrow.
Do you know who the new head coach of the Cleveland Browns is?
Oh God!
The 1 year that Minnesota was good with Case Keenum, he was the offensive coordinator. Yeah. So if anybody, it's a perfect backup for that system to help Baker Mayfield in the future. Perfect backup. And you got him for $6 million.
You go to Target and get a backup for $50.
But they ain't gonna help Baker Mayfield learn anything.
No one's gonna help Baker Mayfield learn anything.
Baker Mayfield's not even gonna help Baker Mayfield learn anything.
That's such a Brown thing to do.
Brown's
thing to do.
I don't disagree. However, I don't hate the move. Jimmy Graham goes to the Bears on a 2-year, $16 million deal. $9 million guaranteed.
That's a good job. That's a very good contract for the Bears.
James Bradbury goes to the Giants on a 3-year, $45 million deal. I didn't know who James Bradbury was until 2 weeks ago.
Sounds like somebody who should be doing your taxes.
Now, the big name corner that moved during the legal tampering period, Kendall Fuller goes to the Redskins on a 4-year, $40 million deal.
So he let Josh Norman, walk.
Instant upgrade.
And they signed this guy. What was Norman making?
Way too much.
More than 10?
I believe so. No matter what you upgraded.
Oh, yeah.
Kendall Fuller is way better than Josh Norman was when he came to Washington.
But why? Who wants to play in Washington?
Apparently Kendall Fuller.
Nobody else saw him that he was a good cornerback?
I'm going to guess they probably offered him the most money, and he said, screw it.
I want to play for the Redskins.
Jack Conklin goes to the Browns on a 3-year, $42 million deal. I love that trade. Or not that trade, sorry. I was reading ahead. My bad, guys. I love that signing.
Jack Conklin. No,
if there's one thing the Browns need, it was protection for Baker Mayfield, and they got it.
Is he a left tackle?
Yes.
Good for him.
Good for
him. No,
he
does need that. That's like the first thing you should do every time you think you have your franchise quarterback is you have
cover his ass.
You have to cover his ass.
The 49ers and Colts agreed to a trade that would send DeForest Buckner to Indianapolis in exchange for a 2020 first-round pick, 13th overall. And Buckner agreed to a 5-year deal with the Colts that pays him a second highest $21 million per season. Only under? Do you know who?
No.
Aaron Donald. So DeForest Buckner is now the second highest paid defensive lineman in the NFL.
Wow.
And then the 49ers re-sign Eric Armstead to a 5-year deal for $85 million.
Yep.
Hayden Hurst goes to Atlanta after they that's a signing we haven't talked about. The highest paid tight end in the NFL
is Hayden Hurst.
No. Austin Hopper goes to the Browns and gets $11 million per year. And in a corresponding move, the Ravens trade Hayden Hurst to the Falcons. Wow, I struggled with that one. Oh, that's not like me.
You're not drinking your Baja.
I know. Christian Kirksey signed with the Packers on a 2-year, $16 million contract. That's a good deal. I see you're watching now.
I'm checking this. Yeah.
I just have people
the
that
Twitter.
I don't have any comments.
Checking the Twitter, see if anything's happening.
Probably not. Ryan Tannehill re-signs with the Titans on a 4-year, $118 million deal. I believe we talked about that last week, though.
Yep. That's what at least made me think. That started the ball rolling for me to think that, hey, maybe Brady is coming back. Yep. Maybe he's not finding what he wants out there.
Jason Witten finally leaves Dallas and goes to the Raiders on a 1-year deal worth just under $5 million.
That's a nothing.
Yeah. And, that's...
They're still talking about Andy Dalton.
I hope to God not.
You want to make sure it...
Give me Cam Newton.
Give me Cam Newton.
Give me Jameis Winston.
You want to
Do not give me Andy Dalton.
Do you want to make sure that Julian Edelman quits? Then sign Andy Dalton.
Trade for Andy Dalton, absolutely. Right. You want half your team to retire? Trade for Andy Dalton. But they're not going to make a move until they actually draft Joe Burrow.
Nothing new. Nothing big happening.
Complete crazy dream scenario. The New England Patriots trade the 23rd overall pick in this year's draft. Both their third-round picks, next year's first-round pick, and next year's second-round pick to the Cincinnati Bengals for the first overall pick. And take Joe Burrow.
Patriots?
Yep. They won't do it. No, not a chance in hell that ever happens.
No, Belichick likes his draft picks. I mean, I don't know how enamored he is with Joe Burrow.
Honestly, I haven't heard anything about it. But I've heard Patriots and Tua.
I've heard Patriots linked, but this was during the combine that we liked
Eason.
We liked Eason and we liked Hubert, right?
Yes.
I heard them talking about Jalen Hurts. Maybe it's because they think that's the kind of guy that's going to fall that far. And Eason and Hubert
Eason isn't projected to be a first-round pick. And you don't have a second-round pick. So if you want Eason, take him in that first-round pick. Plus, you get that 5th year if you take him in that first round.
I like it. I like what I saw. I mean, I don't follow college football. I watch this YouTube. Of course, all they do is play the good stats and the good plays on the YouTubes. But I liked what I saw mechanics-wise. I'm no expert, but you can tell when someone has happy feet in the backfield and doesn't know how to avoid sacks. I thought he was good. No relationship to Tony Eason.
Nope. His father's name is Tony Eason.
but not
the Tony Eason.
That's too bad. Let's bring all Patriots kids back. Let's bring Moss. What's Moss's son's name?
Thaddeus, the tight end. That is a Thaddeus, yes. I also think he's on the Patriots' radar.
Mm-hmm. That'd be nice.
So?
And now that weed is legal,
yes,
they can say Thaddeus.
And Rob Gronkowski.
Rolls the fattiest.
Oh, God. That was such a dad joke.
How about that, huh? Like that, Russ?
Yeah. That was the biggest dad joke he could have ever given us.
Yeah. Plus, I've never rolled anything except a burrito. I think I rolled down a hill once. That's about it. So
old man Ryan's.
So we printed out we talked about most of the interesting ones of the free agents. So the NFL has pretty much announced. I don't know if they put out an announcement, but the overall feeling is that the timelines aren't going to change
for the off season.
Of course, nothing that involves, a meeting of a lot of people is going to happen. OTAs, their annual league meeting in Palm Beach is supposed to happen in March 29th. That's probably not going to happen.
It's already been canceled.
Has been.
Yep.
So the draft is going to happen on April. Where is it? There it is. The draft is going to happen on April 23rd to the 25th.
It will not be in Las Vegas.
It's not going to be in Las Vegas, and it's not going to have any fans. It's probably going to be like what we talked about, a lot of Skype and a lot of FaceTime.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. People are going to watch it. They could have it, at Stonehenge. People are going to watch the damn thing. So you can't get a Stonehenge reference in a sports show, unless you watch this. How are you going to get a Stonehenge reference in a sports talk show? Huh? You're not.
Literally anybody in the world could have made that reference.
No one's going to make that reference.
No one did, but Rob.
Nope. Nope. Not only that, you always think like, wow, I just said something that's never been said before. I have a story someday I'll tell.
Oh, boy.
That one time while I was working in the media, I almost got in a fight with Robbie Knievel, and the person who stepped in and said, all right, mates, everyone's friends here, mates. Just everybody calm down, mates. The guy who broke it up, Vidal Sassoon. Now, there is not anybody on this planet that could say that sentence. I once almost got in a fight with Robbie Knievel, and it was broken up by Vidal Sassoon. And that's really just the story.
That's the entire.
I mean,
so
there
he's
was
tell
no
us
fight.
One day that
there
day
was no
today,
fight,
guys.
So I'll tell the story. So I'm doing this story about. We have a new a desk person at Channel 50 in Derry, and they think that this is a sports story because Robbie Knievel is going to some hair product or after night mixer. So they're like, yeah, Robbie Knievel, it's sports. Here, sports guys, go do this. So it's the worst thing ever. He's drunk out of his mind. He's an ass to begin with because he's Robbie Knievel. He's never done anything in his life except have the last name Knievel. So he's a shit stain to begin with. So he's being a jerk. He's hitting on, sexually harassing all of the hairdressers that are at this party. And I'm pissed off for being there because I'm wasting my time. My reporter is mixing and mingling around, and I'm sitting there with my camera and just making loud comments about Robbie Knievel about as far away as we are to Robbie Knievel. He's turned the other way, talking to his dipshit crew, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Look at this idiot. Look at this moron. He has more hairspray in his hair than any of the girls here. He turns around and is like, all drunk, like, what do you say? You got a problem? And out of nowhere, Vidal Sassoon, who is like the guy everybody came to see, just he hears the whole thing, and he just walks between us and, hey, mates, everybody's friends here, mates. No need to get upset, mates. Come, have a drink with me. And he pulls Robbie Knievel away. And his security give me the bad look like I'm pretty scared of them. So that's the story. Nothing happened, but can you ever say, I was going to fight with Robbie Knievel, but Vidal Sassoon broke it up?
So is this the point where I tell you that I don't know who Vidal Sassoon is?
You don't know who you know who Vidal Sassoon is?
Wow. I'm surprised Jake doesn't.
It's just, you have a wife, right?
She has hair.
Yeah.
This famous hair beauty supply. He's like, I don't know.
I'll ask her when.
He's like the
when I get home.
Versace. He's like the Versace of hair products.
Yeah, sentences I never thought I'd hear is the Versace of hair products.
See, I'm just so today. We got Stonehenge, we got Robbie Knievel, we got Vidal Sassoon, and the Versace of hair products on the Game Changer Sports Network. Unapologetic.
I'm more concerned that we have 7 viewers for that story.
That's right, baby. I'm bringing them in. I want a contract renegotiation. I'm bringing the eyeballs. I'm putting asses in the seats.
I'm sitting here. When I tuned out of our live feed, we had 3, and it jumped to 7 when I came back.
Who wouldn't want to hear a story about that? The reason is because I don't think people like Robbie Knievel.
That's fair.
I think they wanted to hear him get his ass kicked.
Yeah, well, you didn't kick his ass.
No, I don't think I would have got anywhere near him. I don't think I would have got anywhere near him with his security crew.
All right, so, I mean, it was a very special episode. We did free agent talk. I mean, we talked about free agency. We talked about Robbie Knievel. We talked about Stonehenge. It's been a wild episode, guys.
Yeah, good stuff.
Super wild. So we don't know as of right now when we're going to be back. We got a town mandate that all...
We're practicing social distancing.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So, yeah, we don't know if we have to shut the building down. Probably will. If something super happens. Our crack engineer is working on some sort of FaceTime Skype option. We'll see. I mean, I think the big news has pretty much happened that where Tom Brady's going.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be all draft prep now.
We don't know when we'll be back, so this might be the last show for a little while until the draft, probably, unless I don't know, unless things calm down and everybody goes back to normal.
So we'll be looking for a solution in the meantime to try to remotely locate ourselves to get a show going. But until then, honestly, we don't know if we'll even be back for the draft. If this building's shut down by the town, we can't use it. So
you were saying?
All right, you're ridiculous.
It's clean as a baby's bottom.
I love this team. I love this show. This is great. I am happy with this.
I haven't checked the expiration date on this thing. Let's see what it is.
All right, guys.
May 2021.
Thank you for
I'm
tuning
clean,
in.
baby.
Thank you for tuning in.
Be careful. Wash your hands. Take it seriously. It'll pass eventually. Social distance. Don't get your grandma sick.
It's 100% don't get your grandma sick.
Yeah.
Game Changer Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You name it, we're on it. Check us out. We have different things for different social media platforms. Hey, we're on TikTok now. Check us out on TikTok. You want to hear me rant?
Wow.
Check us out on TikTok. Oh, yeah. And don't forget to get your toilet paper now. Yeah, I know. That's fair. All right, guys. Have a great night.